Today in this video we will discuss that how economic theory has advanced smoothly and unevenly during the last 2 centuries. Watch full video to understand fully. The economic theory has generally been divided into 3 stages: classical, neoclassical, marginalist, and post-Keynesianism. But the economic theory has also roots in ancient or pre-classical period. It was then treated as political economy. The development of economic theory, political economy, can be traced by discussing rise and fall of political economy during the last 2 centuries. Economic thought was also prevalent in ancient times. Political economy in the ancient times was in practice by the Greeks like Plato, Aristotle, etc. Plato has given idea of division of labor, in the terminology of division of profession, origin of state, king, and also like Aristotle, who says, exchange starts from household. In the rise of political economy in pre-classical period, J.S. Mill's publication of Principle of Political Economy is a great step. Mercantilism developed during 13th to 18th century. Politically, it grew with the rise of absolute monarchy and died with its extinction. In its economic aspect, it developed with the growing importance of commerce. Then comes the period of physiocracy, which is a collective name of those economic principles and policies which developed in France during 18th century. Physiocracy, being the school of economic thought, having short life of 15 to 20 years, was more effective. It gives more importance to the agriculture. Rise and fall of political economy. First, classical period. Classical economic thought revolves round the 2 points. A. Production. B. Distribution. It was golden period of economic thought, because they studied production, distribution, growth, exchange, which makes somewhat political economy closer to economics. This period starts from Adam Smith. He talks about production, labor, and natural laws. Then Ricardo, his theory, labor theory of value, is the extension of Smith's theory of value. He talked about scarcity, utility, he also stresses on labor, but his main contribution was on distribution. Exponent of classical system, J.B. Say, says about political economy that political economy is the study of wealth. He also refines the Smith's thought. J.S. Mill also revived classical and Smith's thought. He says, political economy is a science dealing with wealth and laws of production. Marxian political economy. Marx moves from labor value to surplus value and from distribution problem to the production problem. He says labor is the main producer. So, labor constitutes the subject matter of Marx's political economy. Second, neoclassical period. This is the downfall of political economy. Neoclassical economists say that word political is misleading. Economics is pure science and it has nothing to do with morality or ethics. Here, in this school of thought, economists talk about equilibrium, unemployment, profits, etc. In 1870, a shift was seen in political economy from political economy to economics as a pure science. Marshall is considered as the father of modern economics or pure economics. Its main proponents are Marshall, Goossens, Jevons, Menger, etc. They talked about that man always want maximize pleasure and minimize pain. So, maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain is main crux of this neo-economics or homo economics, which has nothing to do with morality. In this school of economics, the use of geometry, mathematics and calculus took birth. They talked economic concepts in marginal concepts. They say that wages should be given according to MPL, that is, marginal productivity of labor. Hence, everything is talked in terms of marginalities and according to them. In this way, exploitation has no role and no place. They focus on production rather than distribution. 1930s Great Depression became downfall of neoclassical period or marginalism. Third, revival of political economy. Keynesianism, post-Keynesianism, new political economy. Keynesianism, during 1930s the most important principle of neoclassical school, that is, self-adjustment of economy, failed miserably. The disequilibrium in macroeconomic variables took place. All principles of neoclassicals failed to correct the macroeconomic variables. So, Keynes believes, market is never fully covered. Keynes suggested government intervention to correct the problems, so a clear contradiction with neoclassical economy which was based on microeconomics. The publication of General Theory of Keynes was once again opening the doors for political economy. Keynesian system is based on 1. Policy prescriptions. 2. Involvement of state. 3. Increase awareness of systematic interaction among economy, polity and society. So, this, he believe if we allow these interactions make adjustment. These are the factors for revival of political economy or reconstruction of political economy. Post-Keynesianism, new political economy. The factors that led to the beginning of new political economy are 1. Social relation, 2. Income distribution, and 3. Changes that took place in growth over period of time. This period studied changes, where focus is on 3 distinct areas. 1. Distribution rather than production and growth. 2. Poverty relation and power structure. 3. Advocacy and policy prescriptions. The classical political economy was interested in how capitalism will grow, whereas new political economy is concerned with government intervention in economy and opposes of capitalism. This is how economic theory has evolved during the last 2 centuries. Thanks for watching.